Okay then, so last session having been tasked to being bodyguards or fight breakout prevention at the dinner party for the local noble of the Waggletops, they things went off to a smashing start as everyone seems to hate each other here. And during one part of it, Lyric stormed off to who knows where at this point for the Skull Smasher and Victor that stayed behind. As the evening progressed, they all got together in their big dining room on feasting, or to start their feast, in which the head of the Waggletop family proposed a toast, Ribles. After getting the toast, everyone that took sips of the wine started to feel a little weird before Ribles himself passed over dead. His wife screaming out loud, also passing out. This is where we will join them back in.
Well, for fuck's sake.
As you notice that the two dwarves didn't seem to... They, whatever did this, they seem to have drank it, or whatever they did to ingest it. Seemed to... They took it in, but it didn't affect them as much as it did everyone else, like the two Dragonborns, they're kind of coughing up blood. Mountain Blood, I'm saying his actual player name.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Skull Smasher. Who's Skull
Mountain
Smasher?
Blood seems to also be coughing up some blood, but seems to be doing it. So is Wilhelmina. The people you don't see that are doing it are Victor, your parents don't seem to be affected by it. Neither does your brother, or as well as the Butler. I'm blanking on his name.
Oswald Green?
No, that's the Butler, Oswald.
Yeah, I thought you said you wanted to remember who the Butler name
was. Isaac, the son of Wilhelmina, who didn't seem to be affected either. Nor do you, Victor. As the Garrelix, the Dragonborn, slams his fist down on the table. All right. Who's responsible for this? It was you pointing over the dwarves. You knew you'd be fine not drinking whatever this poison is, or whatever. Ugh. What are you talking about? We obviously drank the poison too. I mean, you're not wrong about us fighting it off, but...
I don't think this is supposed to be on the outside of beat.
Standing there, kind of coughing. Please, this is no time to be fighting. Mercurius steps up. Okay, we need to lock this place down. Victor, come with me. As he kind of starts charging out. You too, Isaac. Okay. Do you follow him?
You will follow.
Kind of leads you out into the main hallway.
Yeah.
Eric, you're not here. Okay. Okay, this isn't good. Okay. We need to talk to your friend outside.
Snowbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna go outside with him?
Yep.
Something going on in there? Boss, I heard a commotion.
We got poisoning. Mass poisoning.
What?
Yeah. Apparently someone decided to take whatever petty revenge out tonight and spike the drinks.
Mercurius pops in. Have you seen anyone come and go since the last of the guests showed up? No, I just saw Lyric storm off someplace, and the other guests showed up. No one's come or gone since.
And Lyric did make that whole announcement about blood and revenge. Probably go after him. Shit. Oh, never mind.
He looks at your brother looks at you. Would she have done this? I don't know her as good as your other companions.
Honestly, I don't think she's never been one for murder.
Okay.
She's the one cautioning. She's the one railing against any kind of violence. So I don't really know anymore.
Okay, we need to have no one can leave this property. Snowbreaker, if anyone comes or goes, stop them. Even if it's me.
Victor would just give a nod, like that's like I do what the man says.
You see him pull out a scroll, starts saying something. Get as many people, get as many military police to this the Waggletop mansion as possible, as soon as possible. It's a matter of utmost importance. Mercurius out. As the scroll kind of fades out. Yeah, we better get back inside before the situation becomes even worse. I was gonna say he was standing out here. Isaac was standing out here the entire time as well.
Is anybody else we're missing from the party other than Lyric? Like, who hasn't shown up yet?
Nah, this is everyone.
So, as far as Lyric goes, I have a sneaking suspicion where she might be. She claims she was the descendant of what family was it? And of the previous family before the Elses took over. So she's probably
her family was the elf family. It was before Ellis's family took over. Or did you say Ellis or elves? Did I mishear you there?
Ellis.
Okay. I misheard you there. I heard elves.
No problem. We're just pretty much saying he's assuming she's just over at the Ellis's banner rifling through their stuff.
We'll deal with that later. Let's get back inside.
Yeah, so sounds most of this night. Victor will follow. I grab my token. Me. As they're walking, we're also going to need healers. Or someone can cure poisons.
You hear your brother start talking. Okay, we need to figure out how this poison was administered. You can never be too sure.
So Victor will look over the glass bottle that was used to pass the wine out to everyone. That was poured out for everyone. So first things first.
So you take which one do you take? The one that Oswald had, or the one your dad had?
Both.
Both. It's basically just come into this room. It's basically just pure. There's everyone's yelling at each other. You can't hear any kind of commotion. No, that's what I wanted. Although you do see that your mother has taken the wife of Ribles, like on her name here. Is she on my list? Ellie, and it's kind of like holding her, like she's sitting in a chair, resting her head on her lap, kind of like keeping her from getting hurt or anything. Give me an investigation check on those.
Sure thing. Let me just get pop out my sheet.
cleared this. There.
Investigation. That's about 5.
Yeah, that's wine, all right.
Man, it's almost as if I rely on somebody else to make these sort of checks.
Mountain Blood.
That's
What were you? What have you been doing? But time when Victor and his brother and Isaac walked out.
I would say if I wasn't throwing up, I'd be just simply checking to make sure everyone else is doing okay.
Okay. What do you want to do then?
Let's see. Check with people and maybe. Oh, since my investigation is a little bit higher, I'll just try looking at the wine. Like, shouldn't have gotten me, but I wonder if there was something in it. So
what are you investigating?
the wine, just in case of any poisons and whatnot.
Okay.
Just to see. 19.
Okay, so yeah, you check the you were checking the bottles. You said correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just
there is
checking over
no
some of the
poison
other ones.
whatsoever in this wine, in the bottles.
It didn't come from the bottles. Wonder if the glass.
As you notice that the person that drank straight from this, regular. Oh, I just realized I did something wrong here. Grabbed the wrong token for that. The person that drank straight from this bottle's Regulus, he doesn't seem poisoned at all.
And he drank straight from the bottle.
Yep.
Victor would check the glasses at that point.
I just kind of made note of it. It's like, Victor, why don't we check the glasses? If the bottles weren't laced with anything, maybe the actual cups were.
Okay. Are you checking one of the ones that had wine in it, or an empty one, just out of curiosity?
Oh, I was making the reference to
Victor. I was asking that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably both, because one won't be laced and one most likely won't.
Okay, which one are you doing first?
The bottle that's been the glasses that have wine in it that's been drank out of.
Okay.
Investigation. 12.
12? Okay, so you notice that from when you check the other wine, this one, the wine here that's poured in the glass seems a little different. Albeit you can't quite tell what's putting it off in that one.
Like shit. Yeah, well, I think there's many skills. All several of them. Poisons is definitely not the thing he would know practically anything about other than being administered to them. So he's gonna check the other wine bottle. Not
The other wine glass, you mean, like the one you were offered but you never used?
Yeah.
Okay.
You again.
Fingers crossed.
There you go.
Got this, Victor.
14. There you go.
Not bad.
Okay, because the one without wine in it had a lower DC to it too. So you do notice there is some kind of residue kind of in the bottom of the glass. Like there was something in here that had dried out. Upon looking at it, you kind of decide to scrape it off a little bit and do just a slight little finger lick of it. You recognize this poison. It is the poison your mother used to slip into your meals every now and then when you were younger.
What?
Long story. Explain later.
Long story short, it was building immunity, not trying to kill you.
You do know what this poison is. It's in small doses, basically it just causes some really small... You'll be in the bathroom for a while the next couple of days. A little bit more, you'll start coughing up blood. And too much for you, it will kill you pretty quick. But basically, in small doses, for the right body size, it won't kill like a full-grown human adult or equivalent. But a smaller person, perhaps, the coughing up blood level is lethal.
So they were definitely. It's like severe problem. Looks like I think I knew who the marks were.
I'm getting like Princess Bride vibes with the whole poisoning, not poisoning stuff.
Yeah. So
That's what I'm getting.
So your brother
does
asked
this poison have a name?
Victor, do you know what kind of poison that is? Because it looks like you found whatever did it.
Yeah, hence I was asking. Well, Victor know the name of this poison?
Crap. I never thought to think of a name for it. We'll just call it Bloodletter's poison.
Yeah. Kind of walking over to Mercurius, Victor will point out. It's like, well, I do recognize it. I just whisper over to Mercurius. Looks like it's Bloodletters.
Okay, do a stealth check for that.
Yep.
With advantage, because everyone is yelling in here.
Stealth it away. Modify 20. Good roll.
That's a perfect time for someone to get a nat 20. So you see kind of Wilhelmina kind of kind of limp over to you. Bloodletter's poison, huh?
Less than a minute.
So why are we trying to keep that a secret? Do you know someone that knows about that poison or something?
I didn't
Ready?
want to cause any alarm. Not until we figure out who. I don't know who has motive other than everyone just simply hating each other for the sake of hating each other.
Cool.
But so far, no. Don't think anybody here has the gall to try and outright kill everybody.
Perfect. Sorry.
No problem. Hey, it's actually he'll gesture for Mountain Blow to come over.
Oh, did we find something? I'm walking over.
Yep. Yeah, grab everyone's glasses. They're smart. They'll probably just poison all of them. They'll probably won't even be in the room. But let's see who's trying to cast blame on the whom. That would be the easiest way to go about it.
You hear
Again,
kind of
assuming they were
Wilhelmina
smart.
kind of say a little bit louder. So, Mr. Muscle Man, how do you know about that poison? How do you know what it was called?
They would just look over and give a wry smile. It's like you really think this is the first time someone's tried to poison me? I have a kind of a way of pissing people off.
Okay, roll deception, because that's not the reason why you know what this poison is, so...
Eh? Let's see, deception.
It's not complete truth, but it's not a lie.
That's an 18.
Nice.
Fair enough. As you see her kind of cough a little bit more and wipe some blood on a napkin she had picked up off the table. kind of sits back down.
Goes without saying, don't drink don't drink or eat anything.
Yeah, as much as I want to try, the food here might be poison too. He kind of stares over at the butler. Please, he's back. Starts going. Please, everyone, stop arguing about this. We're not going to get anything done if we yell at each other. No one seems to listen to him. At this point, you notice that the Dragonborn gentleman here has started to grab the dwarf by the neck. He actually yells, "Say that to my face one more time! I dare you!" I think you killed him. As now he's about to wind up a punch at him.
Mountain Blood's just gonna step in and kind of pound both fists on the mahogany table here, just to get everyone to focus up.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
My specialty. Big roll. 15.
With that, you see the guy's fist kind of stop, and everyone kind of looks over at you. The room is silent right now.
No one in here is trying to kill anyone. No one tried to poison anybody here. That's what we're trying to figure out.
As the Therilyn kind of pops up, kind of points to the dead body next to her. Yeah, it's kind of already happened, if you can't plainly see.
By the way, while they're all distracted, Victor's gonna go and collect all the glasses. And just kind of check each one for that same dryness or that same
yeah,
quick taste
every
of poison.
unused wine glass does seem to have that residue in them, because you know what you're looking for. I'm not gonna have you roll for that.
Thank you. And the ones that's already been filled with wine, he's just gonna take a quick little sip, confirm each one has poison in it.
Dip of the finger in there.
Okay, since you did take a sip, do give me a con save with advantage.
It's and Victor, not so much a prayer, but just offer a quiet thank you to Pyronics. Let's see. You say con save, correct?
Yep.
25.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the one you just happened to test. That poison's in there. It's not going to affect you in any way other than your next trip to the bathroom might not be the most pleasant, but...
Yeah, but this sounded like they did put quite a bit. So yeah, he's going to do that to each glass just to kind of, it's been filled with wine, just kind of see who, basically just come out and say, he's going to see whose glass was poisoned and whose wasn't.
From what you can tell, every glass has been poisoned.
Dwarf constitution being what it is, but Victor's basically assuming that he wouldn't. It's kind of poor taste to poison your own glass and just hope to live through it. Mm-hmm. It's hard, but
I mean, make it more convincing that way, but
yeah, but that's not. But yeah, but it's not enough. Like if it's obvious enough to throw the blame on the dwarves. It's really hard to poison a dwarf. That's above board. Let's see. Every glass is poisoned, so...
At this time, you notice that Ellie is starting to jostle back into consciousness.
Hey, how you doing?
What happened? Please tell me that was just a nightmare. Please tell me. As she noticed that Oswald at this point he's kind of put Ribles on the ground and kind of did the thing where he because his eyes weren't closed, did the thing where he closes his eyelid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mistress, but he's no longer with us.
They're just gonna do a quick insight
And she just
check.
starts
like,
weeping.
Vader's gonna try and do a quick insight check to see. He's just gauging everyone's reactions, other than what was his name? Isaac's, Mercurius, Mountain obviously, and his parents. Just trying, and the dead guy. Yeah, Rebels. He's trying to see like, okay, who is there? Anybody here acting like anybody like feel like they're trying to hide something or trying to play up emotions? Who's acting? Who's actually genuine feelings of anger and sadness?
Okay, roll for it.
All right, inside. Where are you? There you are. Give me a good roll. 11. Yeah, he's basically just trying to notice anything that's out of place or seems not genuine.
Okay, so yeah, basically, the only person you can't really kind of get a read on right now is Wilhelmina, because she just seems to be, the poison seems to be affecting her more than anyone else, and she's just basically trying not to throw up right now. That's the only thing you can gauge from her at the moment. But everyone else just seems to be generally pissed that they think someone tried to kill them.
Yeah,
But
so
you can kind of sense it kind of a little bit, that's one. Well, did I get away? If I, well, I can maybe buy his land now kind of look.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
But about this time, you hear, Thorindar kind of perk up. So, Ellie, did you have your Black Widow clause in effect before your husband passed? You hear her kind of yell out, "Are you really doing this now, you bastard?"
They're just gonna come over the Mountain Blood, like keep them from trying to kill each other for like 5 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go investigate the
problem.
kitchens.
Not a problem. You take care of business here, I'll take care of business here.
You hear Mercurius kind of perk up. Yes, I do hate to ask you about how your affairs are set up, Ellie, but this will actually help us. What were your deals with your husband? And did you have anything set up to deal with the Black Widow laws? If anyone wants to roll me intelligence or history checks for what those are.
Yeah, man. Pretty shot in the dark here.
Oh boy, I love history checks.
Damn, 6.
Let's see, 13.
So yeah, Victor, because of your upbringing, you did kind of learn what these things were. Is basically a lot in the early days of the Empire. People would marry into families and kind of off each other to get their land. So due to the amount of that happening, basically married couples, they'd either have to agree to that before who gets it to inherit what. Beforehand, if they don't, basically if they die, it goes to someone. Like if what wife were to marry woman were to marry somebody, and the husband died, she wouldn't get any of his land unless the husband said it was okay before they got married.
Right,
Unless
so
they had
it's
a kid, it does go to the kid by default at that point, though.
so
But otherwise, it
basically
goes to other members of the deceased family.
So it's like prenuptials, except in regards to inheritance.
Pretty much, yes. Basically, you hear this, her kind of going, "No, we never set up anything, and he has no relatives left besides his father, who said who gave up his inheritance to the land to wander." So you hear your Regulus kind of pop up. So the land is going to go for sale then. Great, more bull crap I have to deal with. As you see him pull out a flask and take a sip from it.
Yeah, Vader's is going to try and edge and go into the kitchens and see who's still left of back there.
Okay. You're gonna go back into the kitchen, you said?
Yep. So feel free to describe the scene just as
There is no one back there.
And no one in the next room?
This is just basically a storage kind of area. You see a pantry with a bunch of food and stuff on the table, on the shelves, and as you hear kind of a tap on your feel a tap on your shoulder.
Hmm.
Is there something I can help you find back here, Master Victor?
Oswald, since it's just you and me, clearly whoever's poisoned and tailing is not in that room.
What makes you say that?
So far, everyone appears to be genuine or frankly opportunistic, but no one. I don't think anybody has the unmitigated goal. Like I said, the unmitigated goal to try and poison everybody and take a chance that they don't get poisoned themselves. Every single glass is poisoned. But if they're still here, like I said, they're not in that room.
Yeah, this is there's no exit this way, so the only way in the kitchen is through the door over here. As he points to the way you came in, it's just me. The other uh, house attendants left earlier today before everyone else showed up. It was just me in here because everything else just needed to cook in the ovens, and I just took it out when it was ready.
So let's see. So it's just you and you said there's just the what's the word? The ad help for cooking the meals for tonight.
Yes,
And
the other house workers, but
house servants.
house servants, but I don't see why they would do anything to endanger their jobs.
I know. Nobody for grudge. Nobody with family members that might be out for revenge for.
No, most of them are just everyday workers.
No one's entered the house before, like other than the master missions of the estate. No one's actually entered or left besides us, the party members, before now.
Yes.
Hmm. Victor actually would like to insight that and just try to.
Okay, roll for it.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Do it, do it.
14.
As far as you can tell, this gentleman is telling the truth.
Okay.
What?
Butter's not completely off. Victor's mind is like the butter's not completely off the hook, but no. There's no clear finger pointing anyway. Victor motion, like, what's in the very back room? Outside the storage pantry.
That is the I forget the term for it. The room where basically they age some of their wine in it. The wine cellar.
The wine cellar, yeah. And that would be the next place to go, because even though the wine itself wasn't poisoned, you might investigate a little bit. I mean, it's not as though don't have a shit ton of money riding on figuring this out right now. Like, by the way, the Butler is free to follow. He's not going to stop him.
He's gonna follow you with.
Yeah. Victor's gonna It's kind of slowly investigating through the rooms, just trying because the poison had to go somewhere. Like, just they may have poisoned the glasses, but I doubt there was just enough just for that.
You're gonna go downstairs into the cellar?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta go way to the left or the right of the screen.
Feel free. You want to drop me in the right place?
Sure. Sadly, the middle floor is between here and the cellar, so...
Yeah.
Basically, you come into this room as just shelf upon shelf, just full of wine barrels. All of them, from the base look of them, it's kind of printed on there pretty obviously. They have dates on them.
When Victor was looking at the wine bottle earlier, did he happen to notice what year it was? Because basically, he's just gonna try and see where that would have been taken out of.
Let me see. Give me a history check. Because you did a crappy roll on the investigation, so you have to remember it or not.
19.
You remember that the bottle you had that you saw was from last year's harvest. Another, give me an investigation check. I'll let you, give me an investigation check.
Yeah, he's basically trying to figure out where the glasses would have been prepped and then poisoned, or where the poison would have been stashed where no one would find it. So, investigation. 22.
Looking through this room, you see no barrels with that date. These are all barreled within the last couple weeks, it looks like. You hear Oswald kind of pop up. Yeah, this is the most recent stuff in here, and there's not. I think the oldest stuff would be. He kind of points to this room back here. That does not reveal. Those are some of the stuff Ribbles' father set up to be kind of a longer aged one that's we haven't done yet, but this was the old style grapes that they were growing, so it's going to be different. This wasn't the stuff we served tonight.
And Vic doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary down here, does he?
Different room, give me another investigation check.
Yep. 20. Well, modified 20.
No, basically you see stuff from here from like 3-4 years ago, but nothing out of the ordinary. Doesn't look like these barrels have been touched, other than like basically checking for leaks or anything like that.
So, Oswald, the widow arrangements. Any particular reason why you have to know if there's any particular reason why Master Ribbles would not have set it up beforehand? Like, usually with the old families, they tend to want to keep everything.
Well, the main reason is he inherited this recently, and from what I know, they haven't gotten through the red tape to get it straightened out. Because he only inherited it a year ago when his father just said, "I'm done with this," and basically left to wander. And he bequeathed all his titles to him.
And without any alarm, without any reason why, just decided he was done.
Yeah, just his father was impulsive. He decided to do the winery thing on a whim. Didn't like how it was turning out and decided to, I'm just gonna adventure now.
And apparently the winery thing was just a spur of the moment. And that explains the taste. What's back here? I'm obviously thinking it's another door, right?
Yep. You open it up. It's just more barrels, but you do see a table there.
So Victor's gonna keep going through. Just like I said, same investigation. Anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Oh, you're rolling good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically you do see kind of like the business ledger sitting on this table. You page through that, you see basically the areas they've plotted out to do, what kind of specific grapes to grow there to be best suited for the needs for the area. Kind of like their... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank. Their budget for the year and stuff like that. The best time to harvest what. Basically, looks like he's kind of whipped this place into better shape than when his father was running it.
So they're just gonna hang on to that.
But you do see a note in the last page of basically kind of a different handwriting that says, "Ribles, we need to talk as soon as possible. It's urgent, Ellie."
Ellie.
His wife. You know that.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
Because you do seem to remember that she was trying to talk to him about something tonight, but he was kind of blowing it off to deal with the party. But for now, we're going to cut back over to the main room here with Mountain Blood. As you basically hear Garrelix pop up. So, you don't have any deals right to the land anymore here, so that means it's going to go back up for sale then, right? Well, I may be crapping blood for the next week, but I can hopefully get a hold of some of that land. Then basically you hear Ellie start to laugh. Oh, I got news for you then, asshole, if you're gonna laugh about my husband's death. I was trying to tell him. There is one thing that'll stop you from land from going up for sale. Kind of looks over at Samantha. You figured it out, right? You kind of see her nod her head up and down, Mountain Blood. What might that be? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you because it'll be funnier that way because of the way you've been acting tonight. For all I know, you're the one that set up the poison. You see him start puffing kind of his nose, and you can see kind of some of like what would have been his dragon breath kind of peek through that.
I just take note of it. My question would be is why would you want to be in the same room if you would attempting to poison everyone? Why would you want to be in the same room?
How should I know? I've never murdered anyone before.
But to me, it doesn't make any sense. If you poison everybody, wouldn't you want to not be here?
I don't know, maybe the poisoner was trying to throw us off their trail, get themselves sick. They think they're one of the intended targets too.
If
You hear Mercurius start to see him kind of rub his bridge. Great. They're not going to be able to get here for how long, he said. An hour. Simply great. So, we're all going to have to stay here. None of you are leaving until the military police get here and we can deal with it from there. I'm going to ask everyone to find a separate room, Stay in there and don't bother anyone until everyone else shows up. If you try to leave, you will be stopped by force. Do you understand? Huh. Why should I have to listen to you? I'm not part of the you hear Thorindare the dwarf kind of perk up. With that, you see Mercurius pull out his sword and kind of point at him. As I said so. You haven't been cleared of murder yet or not. So find some place to hunker down before I have to make it so that you won't leave. Understand? Very well. We're gonna go upstairs, Therilyn, if you'll excuse us. You kind of see them kind of bounce off into here. If you don't mind us, we're gonna go into the sitting room over here and try to relax.
That'd be better off everyone stay in the same room so no one can easily escape, but this means Temper's gonna chill. That's gonna be one way that everyone can mellow out, I suppose. I wouldn't be opposed to it either. How's everybody else doing?
You hear Regulus kind of perk up. I have already enough to my plate to deal with. This is just gonna make it worse. As you see him take another sip from his flask.
Oh.
And you see Samantha kind of go, please, just lay off that for the rest of the night. It's not going to help anyone, Regulus. Mercurius perks up. Isaac, can you help your mother make sure she's comfortable? Yes, I'll tend to her. Very well. I'm gonna, Mountain Blood, did you see where Victor went?
Thought he went upstairs? No, upstairs. No. Basement. I think he went down to the basement.
Yes.
He said he did went to the kitchens.
To go fetch him, see if he found anything.
You made a follow?
You stay here and to make sure no one kills each other. I think it's best to keep everyone as separated as possible.
Yeah. Tensions need to cease.
So before Mercurius walks in, Victor would ask Oswald one quick thing before moving on.
Okay.
He would ask him, like, do me a favor. Turn out your pockets. Just want to make sure. It's like he's like Victor's asking, trust me. I just need to clear.
Yeah, he empties out turns out his pockets. All of them you can see, and you see kind of a gold, like a wallet in one of them. The only thing I got on me is my wallet here. Kind of shows it to you.
Victor will take it, kind of look it over, and make sure it's not like. Basically, what he's looking for is any particular note, or more importantly, any antidote.
Give me an investigation check. But I'm gonna say this, from this poison, there's really no antidote to it. You can basically stave off its effects by drinking, or eating something that's, not poison to kind of dilute in your system. Otherwise, drinking a bunch of water does help you get through it faster. Because one of its side effects is kind of dehydration.
We're just gonna pull out. I think he has a flask of water. He's just gonna drink. He's gonna pass over the water and pass over a flask. Pass the water, just kind of. Oh, actually, no, does he? Yeah, no, he just has a flask of alcohol and some cactus juice. Cactus Jack. So he's just gonna pass over the flask of ale. Just kind of thanks. Just need. I hate mysteries.
Victor, you find anything down here? You
Yes.
kind of hear your brother kind of yelling at you as he comes down.
Not not much. Just kind of holds up he holds up the ledger. I don't know, a ledger and a note from the newly widowed.
What's the note
Yeah.
say?
Just just that just that just that she needed to talk to him as soon as possible
Hmm.
about
So,
something.
we need to start questioning everyone, so we should head back to the main room and deal with that. Yes, Oswald perks up. The only person that really had access to anything down here is me, and we don't store any food down here. You went by the pantry, there was some in there. That would be the only place that would. If you're welcome to look there, but I don't think there's anything going to be of use to us down here.
Yeah, video just double checks that. Assuming that's the last room that's down here. No one I haven't looked over.
Yep, and more wine barrels.
So, let's get it over with. Anything out of the blue. $13.
Yeah, these look like a little bit older than some of the other ones you saw before. Maybe a couple months ago these were put in, so a little bit older.
But nothing really.
Different kind of marks on them. That's like a different style of grape used in this one. So the rooms, you notice that each of them has a different kind of like grape designation, time designation. So just each room is dedicated to a different kind of wine, from what you can tell.
Well, again, nothing concrete. Ah, that's worth a check. Victor follows brother and the butler back out. Let's see.
So yeah, we should talk to the wife first, since she's most relevant one.
Agreed.
What are you guys gonna try to do now?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, so the only people that's in here is Mountain Blood, Isaac, Isaac's mother, the butler, Mercurius, myself, and the parents. And
Yeah, and I don't know if you said Wilhelmina, Isaac's
yeah,
mom's in here too.
yeah, I did say Wilhelmina. I just couldn't remember the name.
Okay.
And the widow.
You do notice that she is kind of sitting back in a chair, kind of her eyes closed, just trying to breathe and get this the poison is passed as soon as possible.
Oh, Victor will pause flask of ale, take some more sips, yep, and just walk over to
You see your brother kind of come up to you. Not a fan of that stuff, but can I have a sip of it too? I need it right now.
It's like, I smell ale.
Yeah, so pass it over. This is
He takes a
For
big
once they-
swig of it.
it's like for once they have both something to commiserate on. I think this is just a shit night.
He hands it over to
Yeah.
Mountain Blood.
Plug.
So while they're doing that, Victor would talk to the widow and ask her. So I keep blanking on her name. Not Wilhelmina. It was
Ellie.
Ellie. So Ellie, was it? Is there anything that you and your late husband need to speak about that we should be aware of? Especially now, it's just us in the room.
Please just let me mourn for a while. I can't. Basically, she's a mess right now.
I can tell you care for your husband deeply. So, like, so he's just gonna kind of lightly grasp her hand and pull it towards him. Like, like put it like right towards on the table. I understand this is hard for you, but anything you might know that would give us
Fire.
a clear lead.
Okay. Yes, you heard me trying to talk with my husband earlier. It's just really hard to say right now. You hear your mother perk up. You're pregnant, right? And she's kind of like, uh, petting her head. And you just basically see her nod. Which is why she refused the wine.
I might explain it.
You basically see your father go, oh, thank God. That's so much easier than having to sell off the land now.
Well, he just found an easy way out.
And basically, your brother goes, so, if they were trying to get the land by killing him, because they didn't think any of you weren't going to be able to inherit it, since you're having a kid now, it goes to him, and you'll be the caretaker till he's of age then, right? He's kind of aiming that over at your father. Yes, so that'll be the situation then. You hear Isaac kind of perk up. So basically, it's kind of similar to what's with my deal with me and my father's inheritance. Since I was kind of underage, not of age when he was murdered. And how my mom's kind of being caretaker of the land until I can inherit it. Mercurius goes, yeah, pretty much.
Right. So
Just wanted to tell him it would have been such a stress reliever for him today. And he passed away before he knew. As Ellie's kind of just sitting there. Or laying there, kind of. You know, she's not in it totally there right now.
I think that ties up that end. Mother, can you please take Miss Rebels to the adjoining room? Just try and give her some comfort. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be with like Victor's being apologetic, like considering that her late husband is like literally right next to her. Been sitting next to him all night.
Yeah, no one's bothered to move him. No one's bothered to move him.
Oh, I know. I'm just thinking it might be better if I just he's trying to give a reason to have her not in a room so he can go check through Ribble's pockets and make sure that he doesn't have any evidence on him of anything.
Your brother kind of goes up to her. Miss Ellie, we should escort you to your room. You can relax there in peace.
He's trying to be diplomatic about this.
Yes, we should. Here. I should head up there. If you'll excuse me, everyone. Your brother kind of walks with her.
So as soon as the door closes and she's out of your eyesight, Peter will start going through the daily department's pockets, making like he'll be putting everything he finds like on the table.
So yeah, basically you find a small kind of like little wallet of gold coins on him, a little ledger, and he did have a decent looking little magical sword on him.
And I'll probably pass over to the wife and now child. okay, so first things first. You said he had a ledger, a little one.
Mm-hmm.
Vader's gonna compare that with the bigger ledger he picked up from earlier.
Okay. Basically, it has his speech from the night in it.
No, nothing else.
And basically a bunch of other ones in there. And basically kind of like itinerary of what he was trying to do to like get everyone to help get along better. Like saying stuff about how Garrelix likes this kind of stuff to try to get him on his side, stuff that the dwarves like. Basically just his notes for the night.
So yeah, a lot of writing on tonight's. So figures. Like I said, basically he was also comparing it with the itinerary of everything that's purchased was matching up with what's in the other ledger. Like what would be coming from storehouse and what would have been just picked up from local or out of the area. You know, just again, looking for anything that doesn't seem to quite match up.
Everything seems to be matching up there.
Alright, so
Everyone give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Perception.
17.
You notice you see yeah, both of you seem to notice it's starting to rain.
Oh, lovely. It rains, it pours.
The rain's here. I thought I felt that coming, to hear Oswald saying. He's walking over this way. You see him walk into the door over there.
Okay, second thing, the sword. You said it was faintly magical.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have identified, so I can't tell what kind of magic sword it is.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Got some kind of magic to it. Just seems to have a really nice edge to it. So it just seems to be a really well-made blade. You can tell it's at least a +1.
yeah. It's definitely okay. So definitely something not common. He's gonna basically put everything back and lay the sword on Ribble's chest. All right.
So once you see Wilhelmina kind of hugging Isaac, I'm so glad you didn't get any of the poison. I'm so glad you don't have to put up with this, Isaac. Terrible. Okay, Mom. Calm down. You'll get through this. I don't think you drank a lethal amount, from what I can tell. Looks over at you, Victor. Look, it looks that way, right, Victor? My mom's gonna be okay, right?
Above board, you said that if you ingested enough to cough blood, you have some of a chance of dying from it.
Kill a lesser man.
You have a chance of it, but it's if you've lasted a few minutes and coughing up blood, you're probably gonna be fine at this point.
Yeah,
You'll be uncomfortable for a while, but you'll live.
Yeah, Vader will mention it's like, well, she'll be fine. just needs to. It's probably she's past the point of danger. Mostly, she's gonna be very uncomfortable for a while.
And you do remember getting extra liquid in you does help.
Yeah.
Red.
And Victor will mention that.
Oh, like hell, I'm drinking or eating anything else in this house tonight.
Well, I do have something that might help. And Victor will take out the water skin of endless water and pour a glass and find a probably have an empty cup on him and offer her a swig.
He takes it and just takes a big swig. I like you, Victor.
it's like generally I'm not that bad of a person. At least I think
Try
so.
not to be. It's like, Victor, you try not to be. You do your best.
So he's just gonna kind of take a seat and just kind of rest his arms down and like put his hands on the temple. Fortunately, it doesn't necessarily make my
As
job
you see
easier.
Oswald kind of come out of here, I brought you Kent kind of hands a towel over to Wilhelmina. These will, if you get sweaty or something, these can wipe yourselves off and stuff like that. She kind of grabs it. Thank you, Oswald. Your services were wasted on this family. Well, I do my best. As he kind of walks off, you see him holding a few other towels as he's kind of wandering off.
Because individual will kind of just from out of blood to kind of sit next to him.
I just kind of lean over a little bit. It's like, what if the towels were laced with something too?
I don't know. There's no way to be sure. I don't know. That would still be pretty obvious. Someone apparently put a lot of effort into throwing us as much off the scent. And unfortunately, most of the families here, with the exception of, well, most parts with the exception of a few people, almost everyone has a motive. Almost.
And I'm not
Promise.
saying that Oswald would do it, but you know, he might
You
not
don't.
even be aware of it.
I doubt. It's like, yes, I'm well aware of the trope that the butler did it, but I doubt it's the case. And like I said, the most he might be is just. You ever hear the expression "Don't shoot the messenger"?
I was just about to say, you can't blame the guy who doesn't know about it. He's just the middleman.
He's probably not even aware that of anything happened. He had any part in it, even if he was involved.
Could just be an
Ah,
accessory without knowing it.
exactly. So the problem is though, we still got. Let's see, let me make sure I'm going to count correctly. One, two, three other groups, three other pairs that might have something to do with it.
But you know, from what you had gathered, what do we know? Like the origins of this poison? Where would it have been easily accessed from?
Come to think of it, DM, what would Victor know anything about like how it would be gathered and stored?
It's derived from a plant that kind of grows out in the woods in this area, so it's really easy to get a hold of around here. Honestly, just gotta basically you boil the leaves of it in some water, let that concentrate down, and it makes kind of a viscous liquid. It's a little bit what's it be thicker than like a cook about as thick as a cooking oil.
Or
Victor
cooking
mentioned.
oil, or like a simple syrup, if you would.
Pretty much, yeah.
The
It's
water. Yeah.
not
Okay.
completely as runny as water, but it's if you let it dry out, it does. Let it sit out, it will dry out after a while. It can be, as you had saw in the status, it was inside the wine glasses.
But someone obviously someone needed access to wine glasses. The poison is local, so again, that could be anybody. He's local to the town.
But it does take a couple hours for it to dry.
Yeah, so they needed time, a dry area, and to be undisturbed for a few hours to dry down to enough to be not be noticed, and a little bit longer to go through the process of getting into such a point.
Can anyone get this stuff like near the forest and stuff? Is it easily accessible?
Pretty much, it all just takes someone to take a hop and a skip out into the woods, know what they're looking for, and come back.
Is there a history of people accidentally poisoning themselves, thinking it's a plant that they can eat, and then eventually they die?
Samantha perks
Possibly.
up. It does take a lot of the plant to make a poison out of it.
So
Good
it's safe
couple,
to eat in the wild.
like a good cauldron full of it. Like if you ate a salad full of it, you'd be fine. Honestly, it's a natural. It's used as a natural. What's the word I'm looking for?
Cleanser?
Dietary aid. If you catch my drift.
Cleanser.
Cleanser. Yeah, that's a better word.
Yeah.
It's healthy in the raw, but bad if it's processed.
Concentrate. Processed and concentrated, yeah.
Mm. Oh, hate those kinds of plants.
Well, that's it. So, again, someone needed a lot of time and planning.
And then you say
Who
that
would
as Mercurius comes in, and all thrown out the window because they didn't know Ellie was pregnant.
Yep. Seems like it.
So they didn't know, or did they know?
So at least it gives us a time frame.
So or were they?
Samantha
trying
kind
to
of says,
kill the
"No, I
baby?
don't. I didn't realize she was pregnant until I noticed she didn't take the wine from the meal today.
Does anyone
She
know
usually,
that
I knew her from the past. She drinks and wine a lot, so I was surprised when she didn't have any tonight. And then it dawned on me.
So,
I mean, did anybody know that she was?
Just her, I would say.
She doesn't have anybody close to her that she may have told.
so here's what it's gonna come down to. Who would have had enough time to leave, make the poison, mix it, and had access to the wine bottle? Which leads to my next question. Wilhelmina, you've been in town this whole time for the past how long would you say?
Well,
Like not living here, but more like have you gone anywhere or out of town anytime recently?
I took a trip out to Altair recently, but no.
Insight.
And what are you inciting?
Insight to make sure if she's telling the truth. If she left town and like, oh actually Victor will follow up with and did you pass the forest on the way through?
Well, yeah, I have to. It's part of the trip out there.
And how long ago would you say that was?
A few months ago.
Okay. So that point you insight, like
Okay.
again, you gotta cross off names off a list, so start with who's in the room. 24.
Yeah, from what you can tell, she's telling the truth. She went on a trip out there a few months ago, basically before all the attacks happened everywhere. Basically, she says she made it back a couple days before the attack on the capital and all the cities.
Alright. So I'm in and you've only come here. You've only been here at the estate since tonight.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to go through the usual questioning. I'm going to be going as Victor will notice that his brother will walk back in. We'll probably want to question everybody about their whereabouts for the past
Yeah,
week or
so
so.
let me try to sit here and work off this poison, please.
Wait, what was that? I only caught part of that.
Let me just sit here and try to work off this poison, please.
Well, if you don't mind, I can go question and the other families.
Yes, I'd say that's a good idea. Let's figure out who did this to me so I can give them a little slap. I'm pretty sure that won't get me in trouble. Looks over at Mercurius. I don't. Yeah, whatever. If we figure out who it is, you can slap them. Kind of look.
Sooner the better.
So, since Victor will take Mountain Blood with him and go. Let's go and start interrogating suspects. Yay!
Let me get my interrogation and my intimidation on.
So, where are you gonna go?
Let's see.
Because you know that the Dragonborn couple went to that room and the dwarves went upstairs.
Let's interrogate the Dragonborn since they're the closest. Door's closed, I imagine, correct?
Yes.
Victor will knock on the door.
What is it now? You hear Garrelix perk up.
Yeah, it's just the house guard. We need to ask some questions.
Check it in.
Sure, let's figure this was coming. Let's get this over with.
So Victor will let himself in the room, let himself and Mount Blood into the room. So just pull
so
out
what
a
do you
little.
need to know?
Well, frankly, I need to know if you've traveled outside the city in the past month or so.
No, it's just to the capital here and there, because to sell off, bring some of the meat from my animals there. About it. Make that trip every week.
This is the first night you've been here since the dinner party was announced.
Yeah, I have no reason to go to this asshole's house. He wants to sell me. I need more land for more animals, but he refuses to sell it to me because he wants to make his vineyard better. Well, guess I can buy it now that he's not around to stop me.
They would just smirk. I'm sure that'd be the case. However, I imagine livestock needs a lot of grazing land, don't they?
Yes, they do. Cows need a bunch. Sheep need some.
See, now your lands, they're over near the forest in the area, correct?
They border some. Yeah, all of them kind of border the forest in some way. It's kind of inevitable around here.
Any animals ever get sick? I think from anything they might have while grazing.
No, most animals mostly just eat grass or hay that I grow in one of the other fields for the winter months and all that.
Above where Soulfighter, feel free to ask any questions that might come up, or insight, anything I'm asking them. And anytime to think of more questions. Let's see.
So you hear his wife kind of perk up. So, who do you think did it?
It's sorry man, it's a little too early to say.
Too soon to tell, in my opinion.
Who do you think might have committed this heinous crime?
I don't know. I try not to get into the politics with my husband because I just like working with the animals. I didn't like some of them because of the stuff my husband said, but I don't think he deserved to die because of it.
And Victor will turn back to the husband, and clearly we know who you think he might have performed this. Yeah, alluding to the dwarves.
Probably them. They're the people that can get away with drinking the poison and shrugging it off like it's no one's business.
They would be the obvious suspect. But usually in these sort of things, it's rarely things are that obvious. Let's see. First off, before he goes, Vader's going to incite anything they said. If anything seemed out of place.
Roll for it.
13.
Yeah, everything looked to be telling the truth from both of them.
Well, I think that pretty much covers. It covers all my questions for now. Just sit tight. As Victor starts walking towards the door, he will turn back like, oh, and there's one more thing. Hey, would either you be aware that that poor Ellie was pregnant at the time of this little arrangement?
You see, Garrix kind of hints the bridge of his nose. Great. So that means it's not going to go up for sale, and I probably won't be able to buy any. Oh, great. You see, kind of Kava get a little smirk. Good for her. Shame it happened. Shame what happened with the boy will never meet his father.
Inside check on her.
Yeah, I'm gonna incite both of them.
Okay.
Modified 20.
18.
Yeah, you can see that the Garrix is kind of pissed off, but what Kava, the wife, she generally seems sad that the child will never meet his father.
Genuinely.
Like she was genuine, like upset happy for her, but upset at the circumstances that she had to find out.
But feelings are genuine and
Yeah.
what you expect from those remarks.
No underlying thanks. It's like
Motive.
damn.
But you could tell Garrix was like he hated to get the land that way. But
he was hoping to get it in an honorable sense rather than the way that it went. So, gotcha.
Well, don't worry, we'll have things wrapped up shortly.
Yep.
Just sit tight.
Intel.
Yeah, sit tight and just and keep stiff upper lip, as they say. Besides, you shouldn't be under any great danger from the poison at this point.
give me a perception check.
Ooh. Perception check, you say? Nine. Yay, there's those perception checks. There's the ones I'm used to.
Mountain Blood, you as well.
My wife said something. What?
Perception check.
Oh yeah, sorry. All of a sudden, the rain kicked in, and I took off my headphones for a moment. 17.
Yeah, you both noticed the rain's getting harder.
Rain.
It was a really low DC, but I wanted to make it sure just in case you rolled low. Gonna head upstairs then?
Yep.
Reveal that area.
Yeah, upstairs.
Or reveal. See, I'll move you where you want to go.
Just put the top of the stairs.
Just as you're getting up there, you see Oswald kind of walk into a room over there and close the door behind him, and you hear a door, like the door lock. Ugh. You see, Thoradar kind of sitting there. He's got a flask out drinking from it too. Ugh, I can't believe I had to crack this out. So, who do you think is the one that did Ellis Ribbles in Farrellin, huh? Have to make sure to thank him for that after we throw him in jail.
Like red flag, red flag.
So you heard him say that.
Yeah, before walking the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you guys. Bang up job you did tonight. Absolutely bang up.
Well, that's still young. Who knows?
I can hear you.
You might be able to catch somebody who did this, or might make it a little worse. Let's just say your cooperation would be most appreciative.
Yes, I will cooperate. Gotta make sure to get my money in a fair order, because I'll be being able to get that new mine area opened up. Start getting even more money. Yeah, that one area I've heard there's getting close to a good iron vein there, right underneath all where that one vineyard is, so it'll be a good haul once I can get that mine actually up and running.
So, Blood, you want to start? Usual questions for right now.
Oh, questions. Well,
Questions are like, if they've been out, if they've left the. When was the last time they've left the city? How long ago was it? How long they were away? Yada yada. The same thing we just asked the Dragonborn downstairs.
so how long have you guys been in the city for?
My father used to own the land before his passing a few years back, when me and my wife took over here. Been mining up the land ever since. Got plenty of got a couple of them in here. I don't know why I switched to a southern accent all of a sudden.
Yep.
Got a mine that's focused on, got a good gold ore supply in it. Got one that's silver. Just found that iron one that split off from one of the silver ones, honestly. So good soil here. Plenty of stuff to find in it. Occasional gems every now and then too, which is always a nice find. In fact,
Sure
some
it
of
is.
the armor you wear over you've probably worn's probably been dug out of the mines around here.
Whereabouts
Only area
would
probably
the,
richer is the new Canopus area we inherited from that silly, what's that? Yeah, forget his Dragon's Bane place. Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Whereabouts would these mines be located, if you don't mind me asking?
One's kind of just off the beaten path coming from the capital. That's the gold mine. There's one further north going into town towards more name. What deleted it from my note? Oh, Polaris, yeah. Kind of more towards Polaris. That's got the silver and iron in it, so yeah, they're all over the place.
Scattered about then.
Yeah, my father had a keen eye for finding stuff buried in the earth, so my land's kind of more scattered, albeit some of it's owned between Waggletop's area, so once I can buy that, it's all one giant interconnected space, which will be a lot easier to deal with. Well, his father was always nice and let me cross through it if I needed, so, but he wouldn't let me build any mines into it because it'd mess up his farmland by leaking mining offshoots into it. That'd poison the land, wouldn't ever let me do that, and Ribbles kind of kept that stuff going, messing with my profits.
How did you get to know everyone at the table then? Like, how were you able to get to know everybody there? Or didn't you really know?
I don't want to deal with them unless I frickin' have to. Assholes, one and all.
Kind of hold a grudge against some of them, huh?
Of course, basically, the only one I really got along good with was Harvey, but frickin' Hunter killed him. He did sell me one of his land to help improve on one of my mines once, so he was the only good one. At least his kid's nice. We'll get along well with him, I guess.
Good.
But no, frickin' the Modus people, they won't sell me land because they need more land to tend to the animals. Blah, blah, blah. They need to graze. Meat tastes better that way. If we got plenty of land in this empire, they can get their land someplace else and raise them there.
Yeah, some areas can be richer in nutrients and stuff for the animals than others. Sometimes that can influence how the animals taste.
So, let's see. You're the Bigfoot, the Big Toes. Have you left? Did you happen to leave the city in the past?
Few months?
Any business trips, family trips?
Trade, anything of that nature?
Nope, I leave that to people in my employ. I stay put. I like to supervise the mines personally. Don't mind getting my hands dirty every now and then. Kinda does like the pickaxe swinging motion. I'm a dwarf after all.
How often do you go in and out of the city here to your mines? Is that a regular thing for you?
They're not far outside of the city limits, so no, I go into them all the time.
Good to know.
Are you implying that I had something to do with the murder tonight?
No, just trying to
I don't like
gather
this, what you're
intel.
insinuating.
Everyone's a suspect until we can exclude them. You know how you should know how it goes. And considering your dwarven constitution, a lot of people a lot of eager people will want to point fingers at you. Not saying we would.
We're just trying to be the neutral party here. Trying.
You're saying your little friend that left early had nothing to do with this either then? Huh? You kind of had to dash out of here pretty quick.
She's been with us pretty much the entire trip here. So.
And she's not exactly the murderous type.
Nope.
If you say so.
So you said you were looking at a particular area for For a mine. That would be where exactly? In the vineyards?
Yes, there is some. The mine that's close to there is kind of. We were digging pretty close to his vineyard and kind of struck an iron vein that seems to stretch out into his land. And per ruling from from Mr. Regulus here, it doesn't permit us to dig into that part of his land because it's owned by him. It'll affect the surface of it being unsuitable for anything besides anything really.
Let's see. So, let's see. That obviously land rights, and being what they are, right? Mr. Felmont would not want. And we'll probably leave it up between most likely you and Laptop still working out, or we'll most likely leave each other be. That passes. Now, you want to say since I'm sure you've lived here probably the longest, as far as I'm aware. You obviously wouldn't know much about the local fauna, would you? Flora and fauna. Well, like you said, stonework would be just more your thing.
Do I look like a druid to you, son?
No, you don't look like a druid to me.
I spend my time in the mines. If I'm not in the mines, I'm back at home drinking or eating.
And you haven't visit here anytime recently, particularly to discuss that iron vein you had a keen eye on.
No, we discussed that at the city hall. Or occasionally at the town bar.
I see. So all in all, like, this must be a real lucky boon for you then. With with no child to inherit, no nuptial laws as far as anybody is aware. Might be an easy land grab for you. Finally get that iron vein. How opportunistic.
Mountain Blood, give me a con save.
I should be back while let me look at my questions.
Hey, specialty. Ten?
You cough up a little blood and you take 2 points of damage.
Ouch.
You see the Thorindar. Poison's still affecting you a little, huh? Think a big guy with you you'd be able to fight it off like me and my wife did.
Funny, and it's like funny that you might be lucky in that regard. Apparently, the poison that was used was especially heavily concentrated. It's probably been used for quite a bit. I don't even think a dwarven. I don't think even a trusty dwarven constitution. But luckily you did. Otherwise, you might not be talking right now.
Yeah. To be honest with you, boy, my stomach's been a little deliggy. I think it did affect me a little, honestly.
And Victor is going to
check.
Yeah, Victor is absolutely going to insight that. Good roll. That's 17.
Yeah, you know from this poison that if you ingest it, it's gonna affect you no matter how sturdy your constitution is, because you know it's, like I said, a natural cleanser.
Yep. Oh, no, Victor was trying to lie to say it's stronger than what they imagined that they thought it might be. So they just got lucky. If he had to, he will roll for deception for that in that regard.
No, you don't have to. He believes you. I did, huh?
Like, oh yeah. Apparently the poison was it's a local variety. Needs some time to be concentrated too. So, hence the questions. Let's see. Do I have anything else? Oh yeah, apparently you're going to want to drink plenty of water if you want to pass it on. I would recommend it if you have anything on you. As far as that goes, I think that about all I wanted to ask for now. See,
As you say that, you hear the door kind of unlock behind you as Oswald walks out, and you see him kind of lock it behind him and put a key into his chest pocket. Well, Mistress Ellie has hopefully gone to sleep for the night. We should not disturb her in there, if at all possible. She needs her rest with her being with child and all. As he's kind of walking down the stairs. You hear Thoradar going, "Wait, what? God damn it!" As he kind of pounds the table.
Oh, Jesus.
Victor just chuckle a bit. Yes. Shame. Ah well, always another time. I'm sure you'll be looking
It's gonna
forward
be
to
years
another,
before I can buy it now.
Shame that.
As he kind of starts walking around, just going, angrily pacing. By the way, I did forget to explain what this room looked like. It's basically everything in here. There are a bunch of shelves filled with books.
Study of such.
Basically a study, yeah. You'll walk back downstairs then?
Before I do, do you mind if you have a passive perception on the room? Not passive, again, just a quick check to see if anything's out of place as
Sure.
far as the bookcase are concerned.
Go ahead.
No, that's perception, which is not my greatest roll. 12.
Yeah, nothing seems out of the ordinary other than a few things kind of moving around with his angry thomping around just now.
Speaking of which, I haven't heard, inside, mostly the husband talking, not the wife, though.
Do you, look at her?
Yeah, Victor will look at her.
Do you have questions for me there, Mr. Bodyguard?
So I'm assuming she just has that look of of contempt, or at the very least, yeah. Describe to me what's the demeanor of this woman.
She looks kind of... What's the best way to describe it? Like she's basically can't wait to talk about this to some of her group of friends, saying that she got to witness a murder. She's like the town chatterbox, basically.
Yeah, the town gossiper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
now she has dirt that, I can say that Ellie's pregnant and say it's not Ribbles being the father. That'll be fun.
That's right. Right. Well, did she say it out loud, or is she just kind of?
That's the look you're getting from her.
It's like you have been awfully silent. Is there anything you would like to share?
I don't see what I have to share that would bring light to the conversation that my husband already didn't tell you. I don't deal with the deals with the inheritance and stuff like that because I married into the family because it was his father's and didn't care to inherit it, so if he passes, it goes on to our child.
I see. And your child being of how old of age?
They're about 10. They're at home right now with the babysitter.
Getting close.
So I assume this is going to be quite talk about town.
Yes, yes, it will be. And I had front row seats. You can tell from talking about she's not shaken up about him dying because
Really, like she's just being cold.
yeah,
It's like
Ear to ear.
she didn't know him and didn't get along with her husband, so by default she doesn't care what happens to him or happened to him.
So tell me, Miss Big Toe, who do you think he might have committed the murder? Or at least tried to murder everyone here. What's your take on this?
You tell me. I think it's that Dragonborn fellow. He's always quick to anger. As you could tell by he almost punched my husband earlier tonight, if you don't recall.
No, I recall. Still, no, anger's not exactly a. It's not a calculating thing. It's not a cold and. Not cold. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not a premeditated thing. It's simply a spur of the moment.
People do weird things in the spur of the moment. This looks like it was set up. Who knows how long it's been planned. Although it could be always cliched and the butler did it. Although where's the fun in that, right?
Yeah.
I just kind of look at Victor and just kind of touch my nose like, see?
But you never know. Truth is sometimes stranger than fiction.
So probably wouldn't surprise you that I'd say, well, first off, I'm guessing you wouldn't have visited here anytime soon since the past month.
What was that?
Victor is not asking her directly. She hasn't left. Has she left town anytime recently, or has she visited this house?
No, I've never been here before. Ellie wasn't in really my circle of friends. I spent most of the time at their houses in different parts of town.
I see.
Albeit we did partake of their... My friend group does partake of their wine in our little get-togethers every now and then. Honestly, I would hate to see it go. I do enjoy it since Ribles took over. Did a much better job than his father did.
And what did you think of his father?
Free spirit, that man. That's all I really knew of him. Basically, he did what he wanted. Really couldn't gossip much about him.
You don't say. Well, I think we've taken enough time here. Unless my associate has any other questions.
I don't think so. I think we just need to let the one rest and chill, especially with the one next door. think we got what we needed.
Yes, I hope you can catch whoever did this. I'd hate to see anyone else not make it through the night.
I'm sure you would. I did, but thank you for your cooperation. I feel we're very close to figuring this. We'll be in touch. Toodles. And Victor will just head downstairs.
Her.
Okay, so you head down the stairs.
Yep. So Victor will try and meet back with his brother in the other room, and where the family is.
Move you over. As you're going down the stairs, you see Isaac kind of waiting for you there. That guy's talk to you about something? It's I've been meaning to get away from everyone. It's about something to do with my father.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to cut over to Wimpy and Lyric.
I'm sure is over at a certain state.
Yeah, I don't have a map for this place, but
I should.
after a little bit of wandering around, you find out where you believe this is the house of the Ellis family. As the rain it started to rain where you are. I'm gonna switch this sound.
She would need to investigate where the house is. It used to be her house.
Oh yeah, I suppose. No, it wasn't. Never. That was never her house originally. They had their own house,
okay.
but you knew where it was.
Okay.
At this point, it's only the light rain.
Okay, so I was under the assumption that they were in the manor that my family used to be. She was going to the manor that her family used to live in.
No, they owned a different. They'd owned the house, their house in town, before they kind of usurped all your land. But it's been added on to clearly since you've been here.
Okay, she was going to her old house.
Oh, you were going to your old house. Okay.
Yes, that was I misunderstood. So.
Yeah, I thought you said you were going to her house.
I thought the Ellis Manor was my old manor. That's.
Hey, well, you get to where your house once was, and there is nothing there. It is no longer there.
So it's just it's literally a vacant lot.
Yes.
She is. Very confused at the moment, as in how she's just kind of staring at it. It's like everything was just erased. Like everything. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they just make it all disappear?
As you're standing there, you see a middle-aged gentleman kind of walk by. You looking for something, miss?
Answers, but I don't believe you would be able to have them.
Answers to what? You never know. I've lived here a few years. I know my way around here.
Well, there used to be a substantially large manor here, and it's completely gone.
Oh, yes, the old family that used to live here. Didn't know them per se, but I know they're lost all their land. Don't know what happened to any of them. I know they had a daughter. Then I know when they all kind of up and left, there was a storm and I think lightning struck it and it burned down.
How often does lightning hit houses in this town?
Not very often.
That's peculiar, because even then, if the house was set on fire by lightning, it was huge. There's ways to put it out and keep the house together.
No, it was a pretty bad storm. Maybe they couldn't get people over in time to save it. Because I don't think it was a total loss, but there was no one that wanted to fix it up, so they just city just decided to tear the rest of it down.
Do you happen to know who has kind of been in charge of deciding what happens in the city at all?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the council of the four great families. They kind of decided that, I think, as a group.
Yeah, there's 4 families, which means there's probably going to be often times where there are ties. Who gets the tiebreaker?
Then it would be... That would be the Duke of Regulus, I recall.
Okay, so the Duke himself is in charge. Alright. Would I happen to know who the Duke is currently?
Yeah, it's Victor's father.
Victor's father. So Victor's father gets the tie-breaking vote when it comes to matters in regards to the city.
Yes.
Okay.
But if I seem to recall, this was a pretty unanimous vote to tear it down. I think the... What's her name? The one whose husband got killed last year. Wilhelmina Ellis. Yeah, her. He kind of was in charge of that.
Mrs. Ellis's husband was killed?
Yeah, she didn't hear about that? He got killed by that hunter serial killer.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Although they caught him after that, he was the last victim. So
I apologize. I'm from the capital, and I rarely get out into this far into the territory.
Oh, yeah, he was executed in the capital. At least that's what they told.
Yeah,
that should have been news
I remember
there.
That day. I didn't know who he killed, but... Alright. Well, thank you. Oh, should you recall anything more, would you mind letting... And she's going to, drop the, name of the mercenary company. The...
Canis Fortunae?
Canis Fortunae, yeah, I know there's Canis there, I just couldn't remember the last one. Just send a letter to Canis Fortunae. I'll make sure that, I'll get it and read what you have to say. I'm doing an investigation as to what's going on with the 4 families. Just, I came across the fact that one lost all of their, power, and was just interested in the politics of it all.
Yes. Anyone I should address that letter to for your name so I can make sure it gets to you?
Address it to, she's gonna give Victor's name. Victor Felmonte.
Wait a minute. Did you say Belmonte?
Yes, he is one of the sons of the Duke. He's currently running a mercenary company out of the capital.
Yeah, and that's the tiefling kid of his that caused a stir when that was found out by everyone. Oof. Therilyn had a field day with that.
What kind of field day?
Oh, you know how she's the wife of the big toe wife. She's a gossip queen. Oh, she spread so many things about what caused, like why that Regulus's wife cheated on him. That they're made a pact with some demon. Whole bunch of stuff she spread about it to kind of...
Now that you bring that up, is there any reason why any of the 4 families would have vitriol toward Duke Felmonte?
Not really. He's kind of in charge of this area. Just so they could potentially try to do something to usurp his land, but if they kill him, it's all going to go to his son Mercurius at this point. So that'd be kind of pointless, honestly. Right. And he's a big shot in the army, so don't want to mess with him.
Understood. All right. Well, thanks again for sharing a little bit of information of the history of the 4 houses here. just as I said, just if anything you can recall or hear about what exactly happened with this manor and who lived here, just send a letter. Any information is of severe help.
You know, see what comes to mind. I better get back. The rain's starting to get pretty bad before I get soaked. You should get to an inn or something before you catch a cold or something, miss.
Yeah, on that. Thanks. Again, she gives him a big smile.
Stay safe now.
Oh, before I forget, does this look familiar? And she's going to point to her ears, her elf ears.
Let me give this, Yeah, I can tell you're an elf. I don't know what that has to do with me.
I was just wondering if there are many elves in this city still, or anything like
See
that.
a few here and there.
No congregation or anything like that? Nowhere that they live?
Yeah, just the occasional house that here and there. I know there's a couple that live that they're more the servants to one of the families that live kind of in that part of town, but that's over that yonder.
Okay. Appreciate it. Again, she's going to do a nice little bow. And she's going to do a half turn and just start walking back toward the manor that she ran out of.
Okay. So by the time you get back to that manor, the rain's gotten pretty severe now.
By the way, as I mentioned, Victor's familiar would have chased after Lyric.
Yeah.
I do believe he made a really poor stealth check, so it'd be fairly obvious what she would have saw.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, that during just give me because you have a really good passive perception, Derek, you would have noticed that Gnarl was following you.
Yeah, she pays him no mind. She figured as much.
So you come back up on the door and you see Snowbreaker standing there. So you came back, huh?
Yeah, I had to check on something.
You missed, something interesting, to say the least.
What, did a whole family brawl break out or something?
I wish it would have been that, because that would have been so much easier. No, the, head of the party died. Someone poisoned him.
She just does she kind of, like, puffs out her lips, you know, like she's holding in a breath, like, just to let it all in, like, a... Really? Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, politics and stuff. I don't know anything about what's going on with that. I'm just here to fight, and I'm also told not to let anyone in or out, so,
She goes, oh, okay, well, give me a second, and she's just gonna go right over here, grab the puppy by the face, and just go, Victor, let me in.
Hold on, let me remember good old familiar smell. Yes.
You would be able to perceive it.
I can't communicate through my familiar as far as I'm aware, correct?
No, you cannot communicate through, but you can hear and see what it sees if you wanted.
So, I'm assuming, hey, Mr. MG, that we are, as we're talking with Isaac, that's when Lyric
I'll
is
say
back.
right as he said that, you hear word that Lyrics returned. And that seems, in my opinion, like a good place to end the session for the day.